Can you just kind of tell us about Nebraska? Obviously, they've been pretty competitive with some pretty good people this year, and pretty good offensively.
Yeah. Trying our best, to keep them out of the paint. I think, especially from a transition standpoint and their ball screen motion, just trying to corral them and not allow them to get deep penetration where they're driving, getting layups, getting to the free throw line, getting easy dump downs, and just making it hard. I think once that they can get to the rim and then loosen some things also by their perimeter shooting. They go in stretches where they'll start a game or finish a game and do really well. Then they'll have other stretches where they get away from some things that's allowed them to be successful. And so I think for us, we just have to try to make it as hard as possible on them and just get them to take tougher twos, to get them off the line a little bit, just to contest and make things hard, and then not allow them to get second chance opportunities. I think that's the big thing there for us. We got to reward ourselves at the end of shot clocks and secure rebounds.
Walker's been playing pretty well too. How important is it, I guess, for your big guys to match his energy, match his physicality, things like that?
Well, I think that's the one thing that jumps out is his energy. He's putting a lot of energy on the defensive end of trying to hold down other teams' center. It was, against Illinois, I thought he did a great job of just battling Kofi Coburn and making it hard on him. He's still got some points, but he still made it hard on him. And then, he's shooting, 75% from the field. He takes shots that he can make. He's around the basketball. He gets rebounds. So it's going to be important for us not to let him just kind of find his way and, dominate us defensively and then go 6 for 7 with 14 rebounds. You got to make it hard on him, keep him off the offensive glass, make him have more post moves than layups, even though he can make his post moves. But that's what you would prefer to have at that point, a guy making an 8 to 10 footer versus dunking the basketball.
You've had a lot of days to practice here in the last 2 weeks. What has been the focus, and do you feel like you've become a better team based on the amount of time you've been practicing?
Well, you like to think so. Our focus doesn't change, in terms of just working on playing fast but under control and taking care of the basketball and giving ourselves a chance. We've shot the ball well, for the season. We just got to kind of keep helping ourselves and keep being efficient in that area and get quality shots. The more you can get quality shots, the better you are going to set your defense. So that's really what we've been, working on from an offensive standpoint. Defensively is just, giving a good effort, staying connected, doing our job, and not having those breakdowns. Making people earn it. And kind of living with guys earning it. Don't get discouraged by that. Some of our guys will get discouraged sometimes when people score. When you break down and they score, you should get discouraged. But when you don't break down and they make a tough shot, we had that happen at the end of the Penn State game. We made a couple really nice plays at the end of the game, but we also, Lundy hit one, Pickett hit another one where they made just impossible shots. And don't get frustrated by that. When you do your job and they make tough ones, live with it.
Was it kind of like a get back to basics kind of thing here with your few freebie days of practice here that you weren't anticipating in the middle of the week?
We got last 5 days and we took a day off. We've practiced. Today will be our 4th day of practice out of 5 days. But just trying to reinforce those things and playing off of 2 feet, giving ourselves a chance every time down. And then also not getting carried away with things. It just seems like when we get the 8, 10, 12-point lead, it gives somebody the right to shoot a 35-footer on the run. And it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but we have a couple decisions and a couple shots when we get leads that we didn't have. And that's how we got the lead. We got good shots. We made good decisions. And that's what we have to do is just stay consistent, try to hit a lot of singles, not always looking to go for the home run.
Where did you see improvement defensively at Penn State versus Wisconsin?
Just the details of guarding the basketball. I thought we had some breakdowns on Johnny Davis going left. He goes left 80-90% of the time, and we had guys just not paying attention. We went under a ball screen. We let him go left. We mess up a switch late in the game, and just those are things. If the thing with Johnny Davis is he will make tough shots, and when he does, you tip your hat to him. But he's got to make tough shots with you guarding it the way you want to guard it, not letting him dictate how things roll. I thought we did a better job of dictating that. Now, we got in a couple binds and we had breakdowns when Pickett was getting deep. and guys made a couple mistakes coming off of people, and we made mistakes stopping the ball one time. He just gets a layup where we just got to keep the ball out of the paint and make him get to that 10, 12, 14-foot step back. Even though he can make them, you'd rather live with that than a wide open three or a layup at the rim. I felt like we made strides in those areas, and it didn't look as good as it would have because of those two really tough threes that they made.
Is this the same level of matchup with Bryce McGowan's as, obviously he had to build a scouting report on Davis, and you had to obviously had to worry about Pickett and things like that. Does he present similar challenges to some of those other guys?
He presents similar challenges when he gets angles and he gets deep. Yeah, because he's so athletic. He'll dunk on you. He can go above you and make a shot. Those things there. But I think you live with those. When you deal with a guy that's talented like Bryce McGowan's, like you live with those tough twos over you. You just don't want him getting to the free throw line. You don't want him getting layups and dunks. You just don't want him to be in rhythm. It's a little bit different than Johnny Davis, obviously, and Pickett. They all three have their own different styles, but just trying to make it tough on him and trying to make him earn it.
Feel like you'll get the Michigan game rescheduled, the Big Ten.
I hope so.
Come through.
I hope so. It'll definitely be something where it could be a one-day prep for that game, or a one-day prep for the other game that's going to have to move. Right. It looks like to me, in a couple of the scenarios, things have to move for us. They're not just going to be able to slot a game in when they're open and we're open. They're going to have to move a game, or we're going to have to move a game, is what I'm looking at.
How much notice would you get, you think?
Probably 12 hours. I don't know. Just
as
enough.
Opposed to 12 days.
Yeah, just enough to pack our bags.
But you're not going to find out on a Monday that you're playing at Michigan on Wednesday, right?
See if Lafayette Limo can take us over there, and we'll meet out there at the Best Western. Maybe get a box lunch. It'll be great. No, it's one of those things like you can look at your schedule. I've looked at our schedule before and said, man, how are we going to win a game? And you literally feel that way. How am I going to win a game? And then we won all of our home games that year. And I looked at it and thought, how are we going to win one of them? And so that's just kind of part of a schedule. Like, don't, even though you can get the short end of it, it's what you make out of it. It's like getting referees that you maybe have had some past difference of opinions. When you get them again, like your focus can't be there. Human behavior will drift it there, but you just can't let it be there because it's such a small part of the game, even though we make it into be a bigger one. But when a call does happen at the end of a game and it bothers you, it sits with you. I mean, it really sits with you. But you got to move on. This is kind of similar to that. Just move on. Keep your focus on your team.
The fact that you had to do some things on the fly last year, does that help? And you
basically I think it helps them because our Nebraska game was the one that was canceled last year. Then it just never got rescheduled. So I would think these games are getting postponed. They're going to do everything in their power to get scheduled. Right. And then if one or two get left out because they can't do it, then they can't do it. So, but I think going through it, that we went through it last year, really helps us. We tried to be no excuses, no matter what gets sent our way, let's play the game, let's do everything in our power to win it. Let's not make any excuses.
That Ohio State game. That Ohio State game on you last year.
And I thought that in a knee-jerk reaction, I was like, I think they have more an advantage than us. And sometimes it's just not the way it works. Obviously, we were one possession better than them. It could have went either way, but it ended up working out for us.